DeMeco Ryans was meeting with the media, Aaron, Cody. There's a couple other people out there as well, so I don't want to just, those are the tweets I saw. But he gave us some insight on some stuff that was going on.
He did.
So obviously the first, and we mentioned this just from what we saw from Tank Dell's personal Instagram and stuff like that they expect Tank Dell to be ready for offseason workouts. I've been thinking about that, what we talked about yesterday, a lot actually. And the panic that people have about Tank Dell and his future. I think people need to chill.
Need to chill. Why is that?
I was looking back to his college stuff, and he really is a pretty healthy football player. And the concussion, when you go back to it, like that's the play where he gets like upended. It's a really awkward play. And then he gets rolled up on, in which, you know, Nico, Noah Brown, anyone that's blocking that situation potentially breaks their leg. I don't think he didn't break his leg just because he's small in stature. In that moment, he got rolled up on. It happens in football.
It should not happen to a receiver of his size, because I think most people would agree that he shouldn't have been in that spot.
Never. And he should never be there ever again.
There were some people that were pushing back on that online in the immediacy after it happened. It's
crazy.
Football. Yes, it is football, but it is bizarre that he was basically in a scrum. Of all the players to put in a scrum, that is one of the guys who was going to do the absolute least for you. The only person on the field who might have done less was kicker Matt Amendola, who, by the way, was a beefcake. Mm-hmm. Matt Amendola was ripped. Like, that was a big guy for kicker. So, just a thought. But to your point, yeah, the only thing that I really am concerned about him from an injury perspective is getting blasted over the middle and taking hits to the head, a la Wes Welker, and the amount of hits that he took, to the point where at the end of his career, his helmet looked like that of the Great Kazoo, for a dated reference. He's the little green guy from all those Hanna-Barbera cartoons. His helmet was massive.
I think I know that one.
Yeah.
I think I know that reference.
Some people know it.
Do you know that reference, Sean?
I'm dating myself a little bit.
No, but weirdly enough, Dell made a reference to that like 45 minutes ago.
Oh,
so I've heard
that's
two
strange.
Great Kazoos.
Okay. He got rolled up on, but people were talking about him like he's Will Fuller already. And that's where it's a little bit extreme of the need to add a wide receiver because you're worried he's going to be the next Will Fuller. Those are just not, they're not the same thing. They are not. He got rolled up on a bad play. He never should have been in there. There's no reason for him to ever be in that position. If your argument is that you're going to tell the other team that you're running the ball when Tank Dell comes off the field, who cares? The Miami Dolphins do not have Tyreek Hill. Jeremy charted all of it for 2 games where they took the Tyreek off the field every single time they were in the red zone, basically, because they don't care, because you don't need Tyreek Hill in that situation. Same thing with Tank. And, like, I get it. Like, the morons on Twitch, like, they're arguing with me about how this is some dumb bad take because he's small. But, like, he got rolled up on.
Yeah.
A fat guy landed on his leg, and it broke. Like, he didn't tear his hamstring running over the middle of the field.
Fuller's hamstring just kept on aggravating itself. And that is an injury that is a recurring one. I'm with you on this front. He's small, so it's going to lend itself to more injury. But I think there's a lot of people out there that are clamoring for another wide receiver entirely because
he's small.
They think Tank Dell is going to get hurt again, but they're unwilling to say that they think Tank Dell is going to get hurt again. Because that's the only logical explanation for going after another wide receiver when you have 2 good ones already. Yeah. And you have a quarterback like C.J. Stroud who's going to elevate all the receivers around him as it is.
DeMeco said he doesn't care where Okudah and Henderson were drafted. He likes their length, their sticky coverage, plus create some competition. I wouldn't, I
like getting sticky.
They weren't that good. So
that's what I'm wondering. What is it that DeMeco Ryans saw from these guys? And when did it? I brought this up a couple of times. Was it in the games that the Falcons and Panthers played against the Texans this past season? But I'm not going to act like I've seen enough film on them to determine whether or not they can have their careers salvaged. Did a live stream last night, brought him up. Some people suggested, well, better spot. Maybe things are different. And they were in pretty bad spots. Henderson, Jaguars, Panthers. Okudah, Lions when the Lions were still turning things around. And most recently, the Falcons, who were not a complete disaster, but obviously were not good last year and had a lot of changes happen in the middle of the year.
Yeah. And then he talked about being traded out of the first round because of the depth. to this point where they trade out of the first because they want to get the extra assets, I think that I like that move a lot that Nick Caserio made, and they should be excited about it. I saw people tweeting today some of the second round mock draft stuff that they're seeing. You're looking at a lot of interior offensive linemen, which is one of the things the Texans need. Interior defensive linemen. If you want a wide receiver, there's going to be good wide receivers there when you pick at 42. There's going to be good corners there when you pick at 42.
There will be players available when they pick at 42.
Like there are going to be this is a really good draft.
I think there will be some guys available. Some guys.
Yeah.
I think there might only be 41 players in this draft.
I don't know, man.
They might just walk up and be like, I don't know.
Draft just ends there, right? There was only 41 draftable players this year, not 255.
I guess we draft Paul Gallant, safety, Shorecrest Preparatory School.
Listen, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. And look, a lot of people are doubting a 34-year-old white man playing defensive back, okay?
It's like the rookie, but for the NFL.
35 in a couple of weeks. People are doubting him.
You've never seen Invincible?
Oh, yeah.
I am invincible.
I was going to say, that reference was right there for you.
Except for I'm taller than Mark Wahlberg and faster.
True.
Whoa.
Would I have stopped 9/11? I'm just asking the question.
Well,
would that be put on my draft stock? He said he would have. He said he would have.
He wasn't on the plane. It wasn't because he was small that he didn't do it.
Was he too small to stop 9/11?
No, because he didn't have a flight.
Tank Dell too small to stay healthy. Mark Wahlberg too small to stop 9/11.
I just saw something that Seth MacFarlane was supposed to be on one of those planes. Did you guys know that?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that.
I didn't know that. I saw
years.
it was like an interview that's going around again. I had no idea about that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, hey, look.
What'd he know?
Seth MacFarlane, could he be drafted?
Pass.
He
doesn't scream. He doesn't scream athlete.
A, that. B, he's got to be
He definitely
late 40s.
He definitely screams theater nerd. Well, his hair is still jet black.
Cool.
He might be still young.
So is Mike Krzyzewski's.
Right, and
He's
he
50.
says he's never dyed his hair.
He's 50.
So he's never dyed his hair. He was supposed to be on the 9/11 plane, but wasn't, and still has jet black
Are
hair.
these character concerns for his draftability?
I don't know.
think so.
I don't know. Okay. I mean, if Caleb Williams painting his nails is a character concern, Seth MacFarlane painting his hair might be.
You know what? Caleb Williams is going to be a great football player because he paints his nails. Jalen Green.
Jalen Green paints his nails.
Jalen Green taught me that.
Great PR run.
Great. Like, you know what? Like, paint your nails. Be good at basketball. All of a sudden.
I saw when I was interviewing, part of the media scrum after the game last night, where we're all in a circle,
Big J.
and I noticed the fingernails, and I was like, "Good for you. You didn't stop. You didn't stop, and all the haters told you to stop. Be you."
Well, I think he's got a sponsorship deal
On his fingernails?
If he does, I'm 100% pro that. That is
Hell yeah.
I swear, someone told me that
just
he has
finding money.
Like he has a nail polish deal or something like that.
That's hey.
Should we do something? Just
Yeah, are we missing something here, Todd?
no.
Should we be calling Todd up here?
Right,
And
I mean,
hey, like,
Ulta.
let's
come
go.
Get at us.
A lot of people have put me into this box as if I'm like either one in the closet or two metrosexual. And listen, if that helps us make money, I'm totally willing to play along with that. And if we are looking for somebody to endorse here at ESPN 97.5, 92.5, if you want to get your art out in the world, I mean, I'm on Twitch. I'm looking hot today.
Yeah.
You know, I will let you paint my nails. In fact, I'm thinking about this, Joe, just as we riff, talking about fingernails, which what every man wants to listen to when they're hearing somebody talk sports.
Jalen Green paints his nails.
If the Rockets make the playoffs, check that. If the Rockets don't make the playoffs, I will paint my fingernails.
Okay, but time out. Clarification here.
Yeah, I know. You're saying if they don't make the play-in.
If they don't make the play-in.
I'm just making sure that they don't
make
have to
the
win.
play-in?
Because they have to win 2 play-in games to make the playoffs.
I believe if they don't make the play-in game, I will paint my
So
fingernails.
if they finish as the 11 seed.
yeah.
Okay.
We're making that right now. This
Yeah,
is
but
a
no,
bold take. I believe. Listen, I'm on the bandwagon. I was there last night. They won, even though they played kind of bad.
Didn't you just say if they don't make the play-in, you'll paint your fingernails?
If they don't make the play-in, this is me saying they're going to make the play-in. Because if they don't make the play-in, I will paint my fingernails.
Well, no, but you should be in support of the Rockets. So when they do make the play-in, that's when you paint your fingernails.
All right. We're working on this. You know what? Maybe I don't know. You determine. Do I paint my fingernails if they make the playoffs?
I think it's
or do I not paint my fingernails if they make the playoffs?
I think if they make the playoffs, he paints them.
Well, okay. It's the playoffs if you play a 7-game series.
No, if they make the
Being
play-in,
10 seed is in the playoffs.
They're fighting for the play-in. The play-in is the
Yes.
crown achievement.
Yeah.
I just want to, because you're switching between play-in and playoffs. It just
The playoffs are the play-in in the NBA.
No, they aren't.
Yes, because the Rockets are fighting for it. That's what it is. If the Rockets weren't fighting for it, it wouldn't be that.
Okay.
You know how this works.
I guess.
Sorry, I'm yelling a lot today.
It's okay. Long night.
So you want me to make the decision?
Yeah. I think it's if they make it, because then as long as they're in the play-in / playoffs,
Yeah, because
you have to keep them painted.
Yeah, because we don't want to view it as a punishment, because obviously it isn't.
That's
look
true.
Look at
Yeah.
Jalen Green.
That's true.
Yeah, so we're celebrating the Rockets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you
if
guys
they
for
do.
bringing me to the light, because here I was.
There's a show meeting right there in the middle of the show.
It
for
was,
people.
Yep.
but it was a good show meeting. It was productive and
More
you know
productive
What,
than
you know what we
usual.
learned? We learned to not shame people for their appearances, and that we should embrace what makes people different.
Yep.
That's what we did.